upright? How are we going to do this? Trying to figure this out. I guess I'll just hold it today. Ah. Hi, this is Miss Jenna, and doing tea with Miss Jenna today, except today I have hot chocolate in my turtle cup. And today I was going to talk a little bit about branding. I have a group of people coming over to the office today to help them work on their social media presence and help them brand, so I just thought I'd discuss a couple of the things that are important to know for that. The first thing is, like, when we start doing our social media profiles for business, a lot of times we do one at a time and we don't know really what we're doing. We don't have a strategy, we don't have a plan, we don't even have a tactic. We just know we are going to set up our Facebook page and we need a profile picture, we need a cover photo, we need an About Me section, we need all this. But we don't think of a cohesive idea, because in 3 weeks' time or a year's time when we go to set up Instagram, we just set it up all from scratch and we don't really consider that it needs to tie it back over to our Facebook and our LinkedIn and our Google and all of them, that they kind of need to have a same feel to them. And this goes across everything for your business, from your website. Everything should have a look to it. It should have a distinct personality, that so that when somebody is on your site and they're going from their website to your Facebook or whatever, they know that that is your official site, because it has a certain look, it has a certain feel. And so today I'm going to discuss a couple of ways that you can distinctly make sure that you have that feel easily. First things first, let's get some colors down. Like, you don't necessarily have to have a logo, you don't have to have everything worked out, but you do need to have some baseline coverage when you set it up. And if you want to change your colors and your logos and everything down the line, that's fine. Just keep it consistent and consider it a campaign all the way across the board. And so when you first set up and you're like, well, how do I, especially if you're not a digital graphic designer, how do you know how to pick colors, right, that are going to look good together? I got a trick for that. So if you go onto Pinterest and look up color palettes, there are people that's all they do is post different types of color palettes that look good. And so you can pick by color. You know, I want to see purple color palettes. That was one that I looked up. I have clients I have a lot of veteran clients, and so I will look up veteran color palettes or flag palettes, or, you know, something that kind of reflects the different colors that they would be interested in, to let everyone know that they're veterans, so that there's no confusion there, right? But they have those, and it's not the simple red, white, and blue. It has like the darker blues, lighter blues, reds. For me, there's purples across the board. Do I want a more yellow, or like a bright yellow? Do I want a golden yellow? It has all of that, and some of them even have like little pictures that you can see where they pull the colors from. Choose one of those. If you're lucky, the one you've fallen in love with, I think, is it Color Palette does it? I know what the logo looks like. I can't remember which one it is, though. One of them always has what's called hex codes already programmed into it. And what is a hex code? A hex code is this 6-digit, I don't want to call it a number, but a code that's used with numbers and letters. And you can take that code and you can get the exact same color easily on any of your color devices. So if you're working on Photoshop, you can pull it there, but you can use it in most applications, and Snappa, which is the one I love, Canva, which is what some other people use. But it's easy to get that exact same color, and all you have to do is get like a little card, get your notebook with all your business notes in it, and write down those colors that you want to use. So here's a couple of needs that you need to have if you're going to be, using it this way. My selfie stick, I did it all sorts of wrong. So unless I want to talk to you sideways, I'm going to have to figure out this thing. Oh, sideways. So cool. Okay, that was much better. Now I can fix it. See, I just do not know how to use a selfie stick at all here. Okay, so you have your hex codes, and you can use them on Snappa and everything else. And that will make your life infinitely easier. If it does not include the hex codes for you, I'm sure there's an app for that. I know Photoshop can do it. And you can find hex codes for anything. So if you're trying to find Facebook's official blue color, you can do that. Just Google it and find it. I'm pretty positive there's got to be an app. So if you don't have Photoshop, I'm sure there's an app for that. But there's lots of them that include the hex codes for you, so you don't have to look those up. Pick a couple. So what are the rules with hex codes? You're going to need at least one that's like a dark black. So if it's not black itself for lettering, It can be like I have the lawyer client that I have in Arkansas. His is a super dark navy blue. For myself, I have a really dark purple that I use instead of black. I have one client, again, he had patriotic colors. We used a super dark blue. I had a lawn client. We did a super dark green, hunter green, but a really dark one. And this way you'll have one that can represent your lettering. So in a very subtle way, even the lettering is yours. Modeling school client, of course, she uses black because modeling. But pick one. And the other one is you're going to want probably a white, a bright white, modern, especially today's standards, white, Apple products, everything is, they want that clean background. You might, after that, but as long as you have a dark color and a white, the sky's the limit in between. So pick out whatever, you start with a palette. If you can't find one that you love, find one that you mostly love, and then add your dark color and your light color and maybe tweak a couple of things until it fits in to the palette that you have. And like I said, write those numbers down and use them religiously. Pick some that you can use for a year, maybe use them forever, but as we know, trends change and you might want to switch it up. And again, you don't worry about a logo if you don't have one, but just right now focus on getting a solid color palette to use that it will represent you and your company. And we're going to start using this across social media. So how do we incorporate that color palette? Well, for all your your cover photos, the one in the background, the big header across each one of your social medias. You've got one for Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, even YouTube has one. It's a little different. Instagram, no, but you have to coordinate all your pictures. But for all the ones that do have cover photos, you want it to be a very similar color photo. So maybe you grab it free from stock photography, maybe you take a picture. This one, I know Facebook especially prefers theirs to just be nothing, just a picture, no letters, no words. You can have words. I usually put words to make a free offer for my clients. That's right up front because it's a banner ad right at the top of your free social media. Why wouldn't you utilize that? But you can certainly utilize a plain one. And if you want words on maybe your Facebook one that's pretty consistent on how it shapes, but you want to do no words on the ones for your LinkedIn that's small and hidden and nobody sees, make sure the stock photography on the back is still consistent, or if you just use a flat color, make that consistent across the board. And I would advise, don't just use a flat color picture. If you want a solid color, at least grab some stock photography and lay that color on top of it so it is predominantly that color, but there's still some image coming through. And just keep it consistent. You can use companies like Professional Canvas or Canva and Snappa to get and resize your photos for Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+. It will make them all, it'll bring the image together and resize them for you so that you have the right size, because each one has pixel width and heights that are completely different from one another. They can't make it easy at all. It's all got to be different. So you can make all of those very similar, and that needs to match your website. If you have a banner on your website, you have colors on your website, let's make them all similar. This way, if somebody's starting at Facebook and they go over to your website, that they still have that same familiar scent, they have that same feel, that it's consistent across the board. And that's what branding is all about, is defining who you are as a business and as a person. And this is going to be very similar for your profile pic as well. So profile pics can be a little different. So if you're a big company, or you're trying to super brand your company is more than you. So you're not a solopreneur, you are an entrepreneur, you're trying to build a company with more people, more employees, something that you can sell at a future date. Pick a logo. Pick something small and square, like a circle or something simple that you can put in your profile picture so that people know that we went up. It's been kind of one of those days. I might need to buy a better selfie stick. Pick a profile picture or logo that's circle or square or dominant, and it jumps out. And if you're being really clever, make it fit in and be part of the image on your banner. That can be a little tricky. I know there are some people on Fiverr who can do it because they have it all laid out the way it works. Now sometimes it squishes a little weird, but you could accommodate for that. But make sure it matches. Think about like a magazine layout. You want all the images, no matter where they're located, to kind of work together and build one cohesive image. So that's the profile pic and the cover pic, and that's predominantly going to be your branding. But let's take it a step further. If you look at any of the major companies that are rocking it out on social media, this extends to every one of the images and the pictures that they post. Even if they're posting like a link to a blog post, some content on their website, the image on there that's showing up automatically is consistent with their branding all up and down the page. So that when you look that, you know, I had one client that did baby blankets, and it was all soft whites and pastel yellows and things that were pulled directly from their baby blankets that they were working on at any given time. They usually, I think it was every 3 months, they were putting out a new set of baby blankets, so all their branding always matched those 2 new baby blankets. And when you scroll their feed, it represented those baby blankets. So take that brand and move it all the way across. As a solopreneur, I do a lot of coaching for people. I do a lot of speaking engagements. So to some extent, my branding is me. And other solopreneurs, you can understand this. There's a lot of moms in the community I work with, veterans. Like I said, these are little one shop owners. Maybe you have a couple employees, but you're it. You're what people expect. So keep the branding even consistent past that. So think about your wardrobe. When you buy a purse, are you shopping the latest styles and trends, or do you want to extend your branding to be you, so that when people see you, they see your branding, they recognize it all the way across the board? That takes a little struggling for someone like me who loves all colors and likes to have fun, but I've been trying to do it, and it's been working out really great, and it actually makes getting dressed for the morning way easier and looks a lot better on the outcome. So if you have any other questions about branding, just ask them in the comments. I hope my video isn't completely turned around every single direction. I'll see what it's done. And oh yeah, great offer if you happen to be around the Dallas area today, kind of by the Galleria. I'll be helping people out from 11:30 to 1:30 at my office. You can come by and we'll do some hands-on if you need some help. And you're not sure, it's not something that somebody can talk you through, you can't read a blog post, it'd be a great time. Come sit down, bring your laptops, your tablets, your phones, whatever you work on, and we can actually get hands-on. If you can't do it, I'll snatch your computer from you and type it in all for you. So have a great day, and I'll put the information for lunchtime today, office hours, up below. And again, if you have any questions whatsoever, ask them down below. Bye.